Hello, I'm back again for the second bad habit we're going to break, which is binge eating, in particular sugar. Okay, right, where do we begin? I've kind of already started my journey with have some awareness of when it's happening and just preventing myself from having artificial sugar. Obviously, the way we've been going with things is pointing out, raising awareness and where the problem lies. I would definitely say it's a coping mechanism for sure. One of my coping mechanism is emotional eating, and sugar has definitely kind of become a habit of a quick fix to change how I'm feeling internally. And I find myself that when I'm feeling very low or stressed or anxious, I quickly turn to sugar because it's like boom, quick. I don't know, and it doesn't even get to the crux of how I'm feeling. It's just quick. It just numbs the pain, doesn't it? I've noticed that, and I think like especially when I don't feel like I'm living fully in my purpose. Sorry, I'm just moving this so I'm looking centered at the camera. But when I don't feel like I'm living in my purpose, or I feel out of alignment, that's when I tend to do all this self-sabotaging stuff. And I'm struggling to talk about this because it's so like it's truth hurts. Truth hurts like you when you know you're doing it to yourself. But we don't run away from our problems. We face them, yeah? I'm feeling really like agitated today. So let's get really real. And I think my sugar intake has been through the roof since I've moved back to the UK, especially with the crappy weather, with just like especially the lifestyle. I think in the past I probably had my coping mechanism was alcohol and going out a lot, in particular, the nightlife. That was my form of escaping and numbing myself. But obviously, since I've subtracted it out of my life, you're gonna have to find substitutes. And I haven't found like positive ones like properly, because I have and I haven't. Like, I would say at the moment, because I've got this like half marathon that I've signed up to, so I'm doing more training for that, which means I'm running a lot more. And even then, I do actually crave sugar. Like, I think my sugar levels drop when I do crave it more. But I have been like reaching out for fruit a lot more recently. However, I realize like why I was like doom scrolling is because obviously I'm trying to avoid that feeling of loneliness. And when I'm in high good states of like being around people that I love, enjoying my time, I don't feel the need to reach for these stuff. And I realized like there's certain little things that I need to eliminate from my life, and some things a bit maybe a little bit out of my control. I can't avoid the commute. I mean, I can reduce it. Why is there a thumbs up? That's weird. Go away. I can reduce my commute time now that I'm creating more instead of just consuming. In particular in terms of my work, things that I'm aligned with, that helps. But I wanted to share some information of what I put into AI to kind of understand like why do we do what we do. So AI said, why binge eating sugar happens. Emotional triggers. Literally number one. Stress, boredom, sadness, or anxiety can push you to seek comfort in sugary foods. Blood sugar swings. Eating sugar causes spikes and crashes in blood sugar, leading to more cravings. Habit loops. Sugar can become part of routine or emotional habit, making it automatic. Physical addiction. Sugar activates dopamine release, creating a cycle of craving and reward. Nutrition gap. Sometimes your body craves sugar when it actually needs other nutrients or energy. Boom. And definitely all of those make so much sense. And I think like obviously the more you do this particular thing, the more you're in a cycle of like feeling this craving, and you need more of it, and then you're just going round and round and round, and it's just, I think it's the worst place to be. And knowing what I know about sugar being like, they say it's 8 times more addictive than, I don't want to use the word Coca-Cola. I don't mean that, but I don't know about if YouTube censors certain topics. But and I think I've noticed like when I'm not eating well or like eating nutritious food, good fats, like this is when I tend to lean for eating So I thought, let me do some research. Let's get really serious about this and come up with good solutions to overcome this, yeah? Once and for all. 1. Gradual reduction. Cut back slowly rather than going cold turkey. For example, reduce sugary snacks or drinks step by step to avoid strong withdrawal. And straight away I've done this because in the past I've like, especially when I've got an event coming up, I just go like, I do the extreme, I do the most, and I go cold turkey. But as soon as that event has passed, or I'm looking to this direction, that's where I can see myself. But as soon as it's done, I'm like, that's done now. I can like start eating again, and like, you know, and just I end up overindulging. Eat balanced meals with protein, healthy fats, and fiber to stabilize blood sugar and reduce cravings. And that's what's missing, because where I've gone so out of control with my routine, you know, I'm working like, I'm working part-time, but when I'm in the city, unless I'm really regimented and have my food, like if I've meal prepped or whatever, when I'm at home, it's fine. I've got control of my environment, and like I know I normally break my fast at midday, and then I would have, like, when I'm in a good routine, I would have my, you know, fruit bowl, granola with yogurt around 3 p.m, which is like a really nice sweet spot, because that's when I start getting peckish and I'm like, what can I eat, what can I snack on? And when you have that, it's like a nice treat and it's actually really good for you. I will show you what I put at a later point, and then I'll have my meal, like I'll have my dinner around like 6 p.m, and then I kind of like I would technically be doing intermittent fasting, and it would work. Like, honestly, that's probably when I felt most control over my diet. But when you're kind of stretched and you're here, there, everywhere, it's hard. Healthy alternatives. Replace sugary snacks with naturally sweet options like fruits, nuts, yogurt, dark chocolate. Boom. You know, we already shared this. We already talked about this before. Stay hydrated. Sometimes thirst is mistaken for hunger or cravings. Drink water regularly. Yeah, that's one thing I struggle with sometimes. It's like not drinking enough. Sleep and stress management. Poor sleep, high stress increases cravings. Prioritize good sleep hygiene and practice relaxation techniques, meditation, debriefing. This is definitely something I've started, especially since I've been reducing my doom scrolling, or cutting it out. I've been trying to prioritize sleep because I've realized like it really is the foundation to everything else. And I've gone through a lot of my life like just not prioritizing sleep. Obviously, like back in my 20s, I used to love partying into the early crazy hours of the morning, and then, you know, like, also I think there was a period where everyone was saying you don't need 7-8 hours of sleep, like wake up at 5 a.m and you know cut back on sleep time so you can work more. That I think there was a crazy time, a toxic period of like glamorizing boss mode, working hard. But yeah, I think now I've realized, like, when I don't sleep properly, I don't know if it's an age thing, but it has a whole impact on my mood, how I can work, my diet especially. Like, I crave the most crap when I'm sleep deprived. So yeah, definitely make sure you lock in minimum 7 hours. At the moment, like, I do between 6 to 9 actually. It can really vary, especially with women. You need to sleep more, and don't feel bad about it, because I've gone far too long in my lifetime feeling bad about sleeping a lot. But as a woman, we do, and it's scientifically proven that we do. Mindful eating. Slow down and savor each bite. Notice how sugar affects the body and mood to build awareness and reduce impulsive eating. I've heard this, and I think there's some truth to it, especially in this day and age where we've got one hand eating and then the other hand is like looking at our phone, watching doom scrolling, watching TV, or, you know, YouTube or whatever it is. And I've heard like it's really important to focus on what we're eating. I'm no scientist. There's probably someone else who can explain this more, but this is interesting. I don't know. I've gotten so used to associating like eating time with watching TV. Like that's my time that I can have a break and, like, you know, just take my mind off things. So yeah, I'll need to do a bit more research to see if like this really helps with keep tempting foods out of reach. Yes, I literally made a video about this. Just the fact that my mom's bought croissants and she's left it in the kitchen, and like it's literally an eye view. Don't stock sugary foods at home or work to reduce the chance of impulsive binges. So true. Out of sight, out of mind. planned treats. Allow yourself occasional intentional indulgences to prevent feelings of deprivation, which can backfire. I've literally spoken about this, so it's good to read this and know that I'm on track, because I've already started my week before as I'm recording this. So I'm gonna put in treats, but more as a reward. I want to get back to like do something, delay instant gratification, and treat it as like a reward, something to treat myself. Yeah, and maybe like go to a nice place, a nice dessert place, and enjoy that. And once you've had it, you can leave it there and just go about it. Because I think when I definitely can get used to like going to a supermarket, buying a packet of chocolate and and it just becomes like such a norm. But maybe if you can make it into a big occasion for it, like literally make it into an occasion, going out, something, which there seems some bit of friction. Maybe that could work. I can definitely see how that could work. So this is really reassuring and shows that we're on the right track, because I'm definitely putting these in place. So yeah, guys, literally this is what AI's told me. Easy, we've got this, let's go. Technically I'm on day 4 of my second week of trying to overcome my second bad habit. I hope that makes sense. My mind's a little bit chaotic with doing different things. I have caved into sugar. I haven't shared this bit, and it's so easy to not hold myself accountable, literally talking to myself, pointing at myself. When I went running yesterday, that's when I feel like, oh, I just need a pick-me-up just to get through it, especially when you're not in the mood for it. And this is when I should have had my fruit bowl in the day. Maybe that would have prevented me from having that. I bought, you know, the strawberry laces, like soury sweets basically. Just before I start my run, I was like also feeling really nervous and anxious about going to this run club because it's so intense and everyone's like a pro runner, so athletic, like and again it's like you want to bypass that feeling. So yeah, I did eat a packet of sweets, not kind of basically not all in one go, but yeah, I finished it. So you know, like we're trying, we're doing good, and bear in mind I'm meant to be due for my period anytime soon, so I'm giving some grace. And I think also another trick is don't look at it as though you're depriving yourself. It's not short term. This is a lifestyle. This is your life, okay? This is your health. Health is wealth, and we have to look after ourselves regardless of what age you're at, because I think it's so easy. Like I've grown up thinking, oh, it happens to other people, not to you, but why take what you have for granted? And we want to prolong healthy living as long as possible. So on that note, that's a reminder I needed to hear. I do have another long run on Saturday, and I don't know if that's an excuse, like to be like, oh, I can have sugar because I need it on these long runs. And I've been told that's another thing. Yeah, like as soon as someone gives me the green light that you can, and I've been told like, yeah, on these longer runs you should be having some sugar because your sugar level drops and it helps. But honestly, it's the green light I don't need to hear. I literally will run with it. So I need to find a substitute. I've heard about these gel packs, but I've been told like not to also risk it when you're gonna have it for the first time because it makes you want to go to the toilet. Anyways, I've got a few days to figure this out. I will do, because we're not gonna relapse the second time, because I have to be honest with you guys. Like I can't, you know, because at the end of the day, the only person you're gonna be cheating is yourself, okay? And I'm gonna have to be airing my dirty laundry, and I can't keep telling you I've messed up. Anyways, let's go.